First, on the news, President Bola Tinubu has said that Nigeria will spend about 11.6 billion US dollars on debt servicing in 2026. According to a statement by presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga, Tinubu made the remarks on Tuesday while leading Nigeria's government, diplomatic and business delegation to the Africa Forward Summit at the Kenyatta Convention Center in Nairobi. According to him, the debt to be repaired in the year is nearly half of the projected revenue. He called for deeper economic integration across Africa, stressing the need for policies that prioritize the continent's industrial growth and prosperity. Tinubu highlighted Nigeria's blue economic potential as a key driver of Africa's development, noting that they had long been underutilized due to insecurity and uncertainty. Tinubu also addressed the need for reforms in the international financial system, insisting that Africa must not remain locked into raw material export while importing finished goods. On migration, Tinubu said addressing root causes was essential, stressing that people would not risk dangerous journeys if opportunities existed at home. He said Nigeria had embedded migration management into its broader economic reforms, including subsidy removal, banking recapitalization, and agricultural modernization. He also called on international partners to increase investments in climate adaptation, energy access, digital skills, and job-creating sectors, urging that a portion of official development assistance (ODA) be directed towards reducing irregular migration pressures. Tinubu also called for stronger African cooperation in shaping global migration governance, saying existing frameworks such as the Global Impact for safe, orderly, and regular migration remains insufficient due to non-binding nature. And out to party politics, petitions, protests, legal threats, and accusations of imposition have trailed the ongoing screening of aspirants by the ruling All Progressives Congress APC across several states ahead of the 2027 general elections, exposing widening cracks within the party over the use of consensus arrangements and the disqualification of aspirants. Information revealed that aggrieved aspirants in states including Taraba, Kano, Jigawa, Anambra, Benue, Kogi, Kaduna, Ebonyi, Rivers, and Plateau are mobilizing petitions and possible legal challenges over the outcome of the party's screening exercises. The screening exercise forms part of the APC's nationwide process aimed at reducing the number of aspirants ahead of the party primaries. However, the exercise has already generated controversy in several states, with disqualified aspirants expected to seek redress through appeal committees. In some states, protests have already erupted, while in others, party stakeholders warned that attempts to impose candidates could trigger defections, anti-party activities, and deepen internal divisions ahead of the primaries. In Taraba State, the endorsement of incumbent lawmakers, reportedly backed by party stakeholders after the screening exercise, sparked fierce backlash, particularly in Taraba North Senatorial District, where youth groups and stakeholders openly rejected the endorsement of Senator Shuaibu Issa Lau. In Kano State, no fewer than 20 aspirants seeking Senate, House of Representatives, and State Assembly tickets were screened out despite earlier consensus arrangements. Among those affected were former head of service Usman Bala, former lawmakers Shaban Sharada, Mohammed Zango, and others in the Kano Central Senatorial District. In Jigawa State, the fallout from the screening exercise resulted in resignation and defection. Former Speaker of the Jigawa State House of Assembly Issa Idris resigned from the APC after he was disqualified and replaced by another aspirant. In Benue State, about 40 aspirants were reportedly disqualified during the screening of House of Assembly hopefuls conducted in Makurdi. The disqualifications have already generated discontent among supporters who accuse the party of violating zoning arrangements and excluding certain blocks from representation. Still on party politics, Dele Momodu, a chieftain of the African Democratic Congress (ADC), has defended Atiku Abubakar's right to contest the 2027 presidential election, insisting that no political pressure or coordinated campaign can force the former vice president out of the race. Speaking during an interview on Arise News on Tuesday, Momodu dismissed growing calls for Atiku to step aside for Peter Obi or support a possible Obi-Rabiu Kwankwaso alliance, arguing that elections are not won through emotions, regional sentiment, or social media popularity. According to him, many Nigerians wrongly assume that combining Peter Obi and Kwankwaso on one ticket would automatically guarantee victory in 2027. But politics requires numbers, strategy, and structure, not internet excitement. Momodu described the pressure on Atiku to withdraw from the race as a deliberate and well-organized political campaign, stressing that the former PDP presidential candidate understands the political structure he has built over the years and has every constitutional right to remain in the contest. Take a listen.
76. Well, Tony, let me say, zoning has suddenly become important because politicians now see it as the only credential required to win an election, especially the presidential election. The APC and Tinubu, they know very well that if they don't drum up this issue of zoning, there is no clear path to victory for them. They know it. It's very clear. But I'm not going to be boxed into this zoning brouhaha because I've realized that it is a deliberate distraction from the important issues that we should be discussing. I've been watching Arise News from early this morning to this evening. There has been no other debate other than zoning. It's a distraction. And I can say it without any fear of contradiction that that is not what we need at this time. Winning an election is about strategy. Those who want zoning, they have the right. I watched your interview with Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso last night. Very brilliant man. I enjoyed it. But I sent you a tape earlier on. I don't know if you've had time to watch it. The same Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso told us just about 2-3 years ago that he would not be able to be a running mate to Peter Obi, and he gave his cogent reasons. One of which was that the part of the country he comes from will not vote a Peter Obi. You have the video, even if you are not able to play it. Also, I know that Peter Obi is targeting 2031 elections already, so the game has already started. So his permutation is that he has to come out now and be like a Lamb of God who will take away the sins of the earth, and so portray himself as a friend of the South, so that when it comes to his turn to run, he will be able to point at the fact that, after all, I sacrificed my own time for Peter Obi. Well, that's being clever, but I don't know. I believe in the God factor. We don't know who will be here in 2031 or not. I know that he's being kicked and attacked by his people, even in Kano. I live partly on social media, just like some of us are being kicked in the South for supporting a Northerner. That is what Tinubu has succeeded in doing, dividing Nigeria into North versus South. Instead of us now discussing, we have no electricity, security is nil, and so on and so forth, all we're now talking about is where a man comes from. I think it's like someone has hypnotized us. We have been jazzed into thinking only about what part of the country you come from.
Well, Mr. Momodu, I don't mean to interrupt
let me
you. I don't
entertain you.
I don't mean to interrupt you there, because you've made that point a number of times now. But to be quite candid, the issue of zoning is a very, very valid point, given the way that this country is divided up. And there's regionalism, there's ethnicity. Nobody would deny the fact. That's why in the Constitution, Nigeria has federal character. If it wasn't meaningful, then it wouldn't be discussed at all. What I need to ask you is this. Atiku says, and you're supporting that statement, politics is about arithmetic, not sentiment. But doesn't, in your world and in Atiku Abubakar's world, doesn't politics also involve legitimacy, trust, and perception? If the opposition ignores zoning and presents another northern candidate against a southern incumbent, could that not alienate large sections of the South before the campaign even begins?
My brother, politics is a game of...
University of Uyo Teaching Hospital by operatives of the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital by operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The association stated this in a communique issued at the end of its emergency virtual congress held on Tuesday. There was panic at UUTH on Tuesday after EFCC operatives stormed the facility in 2 saloon cars and a tinted bus with some officers wearing masks and others dressed in EFCC branded jackets. Ayo Ikpo, a professor of cardiothoracic surgery and deputy chairman of the hospital's medical advisory committee, was reportedly arrested during the operation. Videos circulating online showed workers, patients and visitors scampering for safety within the hospital premises after tear gas canisters were shot. However, Dele Oyewale, the EFCC's head of media and publicity, defended the operation, saying the operatives only visited the hospital to authenticate a medical report presented by a suspect who has been remanded over allegations of defrauding multiple microfinance banks, including the University of Uyo Microfinance Bank. Oyewale said the operatives were instead pelted with stones while making lawful inquiries on a medical report. In the communique signed by Anyekan Peter, chairman, and Igboro J. Edesiri, Secretary NMA, announced an immediate and indefinite withdrawal of medical services across the state, insisting that no dialogue will be considered until all detained members are released. The Nigerian Police Force has ordered point-of-sale POS operators across the country to stay at least 200 meters away from police stations and formations, citing growing allegations of extortion and corrupt dealings involving some operators and police personnel. The directive is contained in an internal police wireless message issued by the Inspector General of Police on Tuesday. According to the signal, the police authorities expressed concern over what they described as the increasing presence of POS operators around police facilities and allegations linking some of them to corrupt practices and extortion. The message stated that the development was undermining ongoing police reform effort aimed at promoting transparency, accountability, and professionalism within the force. The directive also warned Assistant Inspectors General of Police, Commissioners of Police, and heads of police formations that they would be held vicariously liable for any violation of order within their jurisdictions. The message specifically instructed Command Commissioner of Police and heads of formations to monitor compliance and ensure strict adherence to the directive. The order is connected to long-standing public complaints alleging that some police officers use nearby POS operators to extort and receive bribes from civilians at checkpoints, stations, and other police facilities. In recent years, several Nigerians have accused security personnel of forcing victims of extortion to make instant transfers or withdraw cash through POS agents stations close to police formations. Human rights groups and anti-corruption advocates have repeatedly raised concerns over the practice. You are currently listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We go straight to our analysis segment where we have Peter Anosike. He's a current affairs analyst, an academic doctor with PhD on consulting and profit management from Brenner University in the state of Delaware. He's the author of the book Abuse of Power: How Democracy Turned into Tyranny of the Few. Dr. Anosike, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Now, let's start with the first story on our news item, which is President Bola Tinubu, where he said Nigeria will spend about $11.6 billion on debt servicing in 2026. This is according to a statement from Bayo Nanuga. The president made the remark while leading Nigeria's government and diplomatic and business delegations to the Africa Forward Summit at the Kenyatta Convention Center in Nairobi. According to him, the debt to be repaid in the year is nearly half of the projected revenue. He also called for deeper economic integration across Africa, stressing the need for policies and prioritizing the continent. Industrial growth and priority. There were so many things he said, but I wanted us to focus on the debt servicing. This is contrary to whatever the practice is, because as at yesterday, the federal government is in talks with the World Bank on 16 point something billion dollars to be borrowed by the World Bank, and him coming out to talk about debt servicing. This is conflicting, more like not matching words with deed. What's your take on that?
Well, since 2023, his words has never matched. Since 2023, and that's one of the reasons why Wande Edu was sacked. When Tinubu said that we have met our target in 2025. And a week later, one day, do say that it is not true. It is not true that we have not met our target. Okay, somebody who met his target and is still borrowing. He said that in August 2025, and 2 weeks later, he sent permission to the Senate that he wants to borrow money. Somebody who told the world that he has met his target for 2025. So his words has never matched. And in this situation, if you convert that 11 billion, it gives you about 25 trillion naira. Understand me? So, and in this situation, expenses is higher than income. What is going out is more than what is coming in. That is the reason why he is borrowing and will continue to borrow. There's no every 10 days that this man don't borrow money. There's no every 10 days that Tinubu don't borrow money. And he told her that with the money he's saving from subsidy, infrastructure and other things will be attended to. You have removed subsidy and you are still borrowing money every 10 days.
Now, according to the information we had yesterday, the current talks with the World Bank for a new loan of $1.25 billion. I'm correcting myself because I said 16. $1.25 billion. And when you look at the figure, Nigeria's external debt as of December 31, 2025 has stood at $51.86 billion, while its total public debt is currently at $110.97 billion. The World Bank has approved about $9.35 billion in loans and credits for Nigeria between June 2023 and May 2026. That's a whole lot of borrowing.
And at the same time that he removed subsidy. So where is the money going to? When you ask them, they will tell you NEL fund. They will tell you coastal highway. They will tell you Sokoto Badagry Express. And all these are being built with, assuming that they are being built to, are being built with borrowed money.
Now, Mr. Elvis Himhilis yesterday said most times a lot of these loans go to intangible, like the $1.25 billion loan that the federal government is currently arranging with the World Bank. Say it is to finance ongoing economic reforms, job creation, and competitiveness. These are kind of intangible reason to borrow.
For me, this is what Nnamdi Azikiwe in 1980 called squandermania and wastefulness. This government has embarked on squandermania and wastefulness and nothing more. In economics, I've never seen any government as poor as this. When you have a high overhead cost, what do? You cut down on your expenses. You cut down on your expenses. That is the only way to go. When John Mahama came to power in our neighboring country here, Ghana has over high expenses. What did their president do? He dissolved 7 ministries.
He merged them together.
Understand? He dissolved 7 ministries. Because these 7 ministries ordinarily would have 7 ministers. Ministers will have their SAs and PAs. PAs will have PAs.
Yeah, and it goes down like that.
Go down. Understand me? Now, we have about 49 ministers. Constitution said 36. You are running a bogus economy that's having no impact on the life of the Nigerian people. So you pay money for a reform. Maybe understand. So for me, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Let's go over to party politics, which is kind of like the biggest thing right now in this season. And APC tension is mounting. Petitions, protests, legal threats, and accusation of imposition have continued to trail the ongoing screening of aspirants by APC across several states, exposing widening cracks within the party over the use of consensus arrangements and the disqualification of aspirants. Information revealed that aggrieved aspirants in states including Taraba, Kano, Jigawa, Anambra, Benue, Kogi, Kaduna, Ebonyi, Rivers, Plateau State, and so many other states like that. There are mobilizations, petitions, and possible legal challenges over the outcome of the party's screening exercise. One of the ones that has garnered attention is the one in Rivers State, where similar like Fubara and 32 members of his loyalists were screened out of the APC state screening, and this is happening across so many states that people are beginning to protest it. Some APC members have started defecting out of APC. What's your take on this?
Well, for me, defecting does not make any meaning now. That was why INEC hurriedly put down May 10 for the submission of membership form. That's for the submission of membership register. Understand? So now, if you are already in APC and your name was submitted, where are you defecting to again? So INEC, working with APC, hurriedly put this May 10 so that they anticipated the crisis that is happening now.
But I heard it has not been approved by the National Assembly yet, so that's a window for possible defection.
So they want, if you are in, you are in. Understand? They want, if you are in, you are in. Even if you don't get your ticket, you cannot or defect again. Understand? So for me, there will be that's implosion in APC. And
it has started already. If the information we're getting is anything to go by.
That's why I have always been saying we can never have a one-party state in Nigeria. Understand? Because when Mr. A cannot get his aspiration in party A, he will look for another party. So we can never have a one-party state in Nigeria.
Well, it's interesting to see how far these girls, because I mean, if the tag that has been given to the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a master strategist, is anything to go by, it should be expected that these are just little skirmishes here and there, that he will stamp his power of authority and they'll all go quiet.
Master strategy that has no answer to insecurity. Master strategy that don't have answer to electricity.
I mean, that is governance. I mean, it's at this point it's widely believed that he lacks when it comes to governance. But in terms in terms of politics,
what's the strategy about?
No, these are two different
when
things.
You have a strategy that doesn't impact positively on the life of the people, then it's no strategy. It is, if it's a master strategy, he will have taken care of the security, he will have taken care of the electricity.
I mean, politics and governance are two different things. You can be.
What is politics for?
Well, politics is for governance, yes.
To better the life of the people. And
you can do politics. You can do politics and I don't care so much about the lives of people at the end of the day. So that's what some people are saying, that the fact that people are defecting to the APC, the fact that
they were being forced to join APC, they were being forced
with a gun in their head.
Banda Mohammed said it, that they were using state apparatus that to force him to join APC, and we know this before. EFCC is in their pocket. They are using them to threaten people. So then some who also
is it the president that is threatening them, or these people are going to APC for cover? These are two different situations.
I say,
and with the the infighting going on in the other political parties, sometimes it will make sense. I mean, from PDP to Labour Party to now to ADC, it will make sense that some people that need advancement in their political career will want to go to a political party that is sort of stable. That's the APC.
So for me, the government is used the EFCC to coax people into joining their party. Understand? And I know at the end of the day, it will boomerang, because check how many people are they are to present only 30 only about 30 governors. How many are there now? Check what is happening in Delta State. So there's no peace anywhere in APC, and we already know that APC will have a problem in the end. So, and it has started.
So do you sympathize with the people that defected to this party with the aim of continuing their political aspirations, but are now stuck, like similar like Fubara, for example?
Serve them right. That is my word. You serve them right. That quoting people, understand? That's putting people against their statements.
Like someone like similar like Fubara, you can say it was circumstances that pushed him to APC, not really because he wanted to be APC. I mean, he was facing impeachment by his State House of Assembly.
He said that PDP governors could not protect him.
But that was the truth. They could not protect him against Wike.
APC governors have now protected him. APC governors have now protected him. Understand me? So I have no iota of sympathy for him. If you dine with the devil, you must get your fingers burnt. He dined with the devil. Understand me? So I have no sympathy for whatever is happening to anybody in APC, because we know that is not the road to better Nigeria.
Now, the general notion here, I've heard a couple of times, I've even asked, several analysts, let me hear your view about this. The general consensus here is that the President Bola Tinubu has allegedly involved himself in so many other parties, trying to destroy them from within, allegedly, and forgot to put his own political party in order, that APC, and it is now imploded. Do you agree with that, Nation?
Well, I'm a student of history. I'm a researcher. When you look at the life of Alexander the Great, understand, he was conquering other countries of the world, other known nations, understand, without knowing that those things that he has fighting in other countries are also in his own cabinet.
Trouble was brewing.
Understand me? When he realized, oh, what I'm going out there to conquer other countries are even happening in my own government, he has to commit suicide. So the way our brain is wired, we look outward more than inward. Understand me? We look outward more than inward. So they were on a conquering mission. They were on a troubleshooting mission to other political parties, making sure that other parties will not present candidates, so that he will have a smooth ride. But what goes round comes round.
I mean, there've also been complaint from some persons that they can't get the sale of nomination form. So because some governors have hijacked them, giving it to consensus. In Taraba State, the endorsement of incumbent lawmakers reportedly backed by the party stakeholders after the screening exercise sparked fierce backlash, particularly in Taraba North. We also have story in Kano, where no fewer than 20 aspirants seeking Senate and House of Representatives and State Assembly tickets were screened out despite earlier consensus arrangement. In Jigawa State, the fallout from the screening exercise resulted in resignation and defection. Former Speaker of the Jigawa House of Assembly, Idris, resigned from the APC after he was disqualified and replaced by another aspirant. In Benue State, about 40 aspirants were reportedly disqualified during the screening of House of Assembly hopefuls conducted in Makurdi. And I mean, this goes on and on and on. Now, it is expected that the more people are defected into APC, the more there will be more aspirants, for different.
They should know that. And mind you, all these people that are defecting, most of them negotiated for automatic tickets.
They did, because there will be some sort of negotiations before they come into.
Like Ifeanyi Okowa, and right now he is still fighting. Understand? That was one of the conditions that Ifeanyi Okowa negotiated and defected. Understand? And now Ned Nwoko is still interested, and other people. So when they couldn't, they know that this party has no reputation of keeping promises. APC has no reputation of keeping promises. Understand? And you still put your head. Whatever you see, you take. So I have no sympathy for anybody or anything that's happening in APC.
Meanwhile, this would have been a very good situation for the opposition political parties, but they are not united. Let's go over to an interview that Dele Momodu had, in Arise yesterday, where he said a lot about zoning, to the south. He said he defended Atiku's statement, where Atiku came out to criticize NDC for zoning their ticket to the south, where Atiku said zoning into the south will give Tinubu and APC what they want. Zoning into the north would have been better. And Dele Momodu came out to defend Atiku's notion on that. What's your take?
As expected. Understand? For me, I hope Dele Momodu still have a job. Because
I mean, he does. He's defending Atiku Abubakar.
No,
I'm not sure he's doing that out of the kindness of his heart.
I say, is his Ovation magazine still functioning? Because he relocated to Accra some time ago. So does he still have a job? Because most of these latter-day activists, like Kenneth Okonkwo, they have no job, they have no business. So all they do is attaching themselves to one politician for survival. In such a situation, you will be defending the indefensible. So one, NDC zoned to the south because it is still turn of the south. Buhari completed his 8 years, understand? And 2023, they zoned to the south. It will be the turn of the north by 2031. So if NDC has zoned to the north, it will have shown insensitivity. It will have shown lack of inclusion, lack of sense of belonging. So the momentum is in the south. So the right thing to do is to zone to the south. And that was why NDC did not want to break the gentleman agreement. They zoned just for one term to the south.
After which it will go back to the
by
north.
2031, it will rightfully go back to the north. Understand me? When you are saying that politics is a game of number, it is also a game of honesty. Understand me?
And politics.
It is also a game of honesty. It is also a game of responsibility. Understand me? So why do apart from NDC, why did PDP zone to the south? Why did LP zone to the south? Because it is the turn of the south. And we know that Atiku is one man that has never respected the zoning. And it's not good.
That's exactly what divided the PDP. What has put the PDP in this state.
It is not good. Understand? It is not good. For me, NDC did the right thing by zoning just a single term to the south.
Okay.
That's to make sure that the zoning arrangement will not be will continue.
Away from politics now, the Nigerian Medical Association in Akwa Ibom State has commenced an indefinite strike over alleged assault, arrest and detention of medical personnel at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital by operatives of EFCC. EFCC have come out to defend the operation, saying that the operatives only visited the hospital to authenticate a medical report presented by a suspect who has been remanded over allegations of defrauding multiple microfinance bank. What's your take on this situation?
Well, from the bottom of my heart, EFCC is not making any sense. You cannot go to authenticate a report and you go with a face mask.
Come with bulldozer,
understand me? So they are not making any sense at all. You cannot go to authenticate a report, you go with a tear gas. Understand me? So they always want to defend the indefensible.
And this is a situation of right job, wrong persons. I mean, there are plenty other persons that EFCC can take the operation to. Medical practitioners.
So for me, my only concern are the sick ones. Understand? Because since they are withdrawing their services, a lot of people will be affected.
I mean, the way they went to the hospital, I mean, you watch the video, it caused chaos.
Gestop manner. As if Lawrence Anini is
as if there's an armed robbery operation going on.
So their approach is very wrong. Their approach is very, very wrong. If they want to do this kind of it, it's not what they will go as if they want to arrest one big this is what 2 or 3 people can dress well
discreetly
and go. This is what we want.
An investigation is supposed to be discreetly. You're not supposed to plaster it on your face. I am going for an investigation. It will defeat the purpose of the investigation.
When you wear mask, you've put fear in people.
Yeah.
So for me, My only concern is the sick ones who are on admission.
Yeah. And finally, because of time, the Nigerian police force has ordered POS operators across the country to stay at least 200 meters away from police stations and formations, citing growing allegations of extortion and crime dealings. This is a very funny story.
I have seen policemen on the road with POS machine. I have seen policemen on the road.
I mean, we've all seen it.
So telling them that they should stay 200 meters away, policemen are carrying POS machines up and down. If you say that you don't have money, that's okay. See this thing. So for me, they need a reorientation. They need a mental shift, or before they go out in the morning, you sight them very well, that to make sure that they are not carrying a POS machine.
I mean, I've heard situations and I've witnessed situations where Nigerians that know their rights challenge policemen on the road when policemen try to search them or search their phone, and the person defends himself. They're talking about the ordinary citizens now that, hey, I know my rights. The IGP said this. You see the policemen coming out to say, well, the IGP made a political statement, from Abuja. I mean, that's exactly correct, because most times they just make political statements. There is no enforcement. And I mean, it is also no longer secret that these rank and file police officers on the street aren't working for themselves.
They are working for
senior police officers.
Air conditioning officers.
Yeah.
And those in the air conditioning officers know what they are doing. That's time those senior police officers in their air conditioned offices know what those guys on the road
and on the street are doing.
And okay, they banned searching of phones.
It is still ongoing.
They are still going on a daily basis.
They are still harassing people with good cars. People, men with dreadlocks, accusing them of yahoo. It's still ongoing. The only time we get to see the police act is if it's been captured on camera. Other than that,
how many percent is being captured?
Exactly.
And you hear them, no film me. So for me, this is not a strategy. Understand? Policemen carry POS machines up and down. Policemen carry POS machines about. So they should have monitoring people who will be going on the roads and be checking the activities of policemen, what they are doing on the road. I mean,
we have that in so many countries where they have groups within the police whose job is to investigate police corruptions and bad dealings. Do we even have that in Nigerian police?
Well, you will see IGP monitoring squad and so on and so forth that